Good day, Mzansi. Welcome to another episode of The Talk, the show that talks about love, relationships, and
money.
Yeah, my name is Noluthando Nondalana, and I am what?
Yolanda Angel Mona. Hello, Mzansi.
Yes, we are not alone. Up a studio, we've got a ghost today. Hi, ghost. How are you?
What's popping?
You guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Remember, you can go through YouTube on Nolu Unlimited Multimedia, Instagram, and all the social media platforms at Nolu Unlimited Multimedia. Angie, how are you?
I'm good, babe. How are you?
Yeah, good.
I'm great.
I feel like you're very far from the mic, though.
Let me just come closer.
But it's all good.
We're good now.
Ghost, you good?
I'm good.
Ikamale guest.
No, we'll just stick to ghost.
Yeah.
Who ghost?
Yeah.
All right,
He's
ghost.
the ghost.
Okay, he's the ghost. All right.
So today, Angie, we are talking about two topics basically.
Okay.
Number one, would you date your long-term friend, right?
Okay.
Number two, would you date your friend's ex?
Right.
Remember, there's a thing that you can't date my ex-boyfriend or you can't date the ex. I don't know if guys have that bro code. Thank God we've got Ghost over here. He'll have to explain that to us. But what I know is we women tend to have a problem when you date
Yeah, that's true.
my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why, but then again, it's a thing. So I think it's gonna be best if we start with that topic. Would you date your friend's ex-boyfriend?
No.
Why not?
No, I wouldn't. To me, I wouldn't have a problem if nginomngani actually ne ex yam. I wouldn't have a problem at all. But me, I just wouldn't.
Why?
It's just not in me.
Do you see anything wrong when someone else does it?
No.
Okay, so it's not a problem from your side.
No.
Okay, Ghost, do you guys have a bro code that says you're not allowed to date my ex?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Can you take us through that process and all?
Yeah, because sometimes an ex is an ex not because of things, were bad or things went bad.
Okay.
But let's just say an ex is an ex because we were separated by distance,
Okay.
right? So doesn't mean we broke up. So if you come through and date the very same person, it's like, Aibo, what's going on now?
Okay. So, okay. It depends. Basically, you're saying it depends.
Yeah, and rather than going through the different dependencies, rather not do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if, guys, this person is my ex, but we've dated 2 years back?
Still, no.
It's wrong.
It's a no.
But people do it, and there's nothing wrong. I personally don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like it only depends on the reason of the breakup.
So ngayenza wena?
I would actually do it.
Best friend yakho, like dating your ex, your best friend yakho.
It depends the time. Okay, for example, let's say there's this person. Okay, we are friends. Sihlale Eastern Cape. Okay, 4 years later, Joburg, or 5 years or 6 years later, Joburg, and then I meet this guy who used to date to Angie. Sise Eastern Cape. Man, let's be honest. Amadoda ambalwa emhlabeni. Ambalwa.
Yes, I feel like uzoba nama insecurities. Remember, ex yam asicabananga mina nayo. So masihlangana, it's that,
Okay.
And then when I think uzoba ne problem when ama insecurities, you think ukuthi
Yeah.
manje,
But you guys need to move on. That's the thing.
No, but-
Move on.
But maybe the question should be, when would you, maybe at a party, get it on with your ex again?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the question.
Okay.
But, okay, so by get it on, I don't mean like outright have sex, right? But
Okay.
like you guys chill, talk,
Oh,
kiss.
No.
You wouldn't. Any ex. So right now, there's no ex that you would rekindle with.
No. But it's not that mhlawumbi we broke up ngendlela ezirong or any other way. But because now I've got this thing, it's if I move on, I'm not going back. Like I'm moving amva.
Even if you're single.
Even if I'm single. I'm single now, but I'm moving amva.
But now, if distance was the factor because of we finished school, I decided to go study abroad or in a different province.
Okay.
We were dating and we had an honest conversation. We to look, chances are you're probably going to move on. Cool. So live your life, I'll live my life. And then it's later on in the workplace. Because you decided to move on and we're both single. It's like, you know what, that ship has sailed.
Yeah, with that one, I'll totally understand. I would actually go back with that.
So you would get it or, do something with your ex.
Yeah.
Right.
Not, so my friend Suti, I would do something with my ex.
Sorry, ex.
Because of that one. Because of that reason. Because remember, we broke up because of a distance. In fact, we did not break up. Distance, and we decided, you know what, you can date. I'll date. However, now we are meeting, so it was Jobek.
It is a breakup.
At the end of the day.
Okay.
You know.
That's why once upon a time you classified him as an ex.
Okay. So I'll definitely date that one. But I would not date ex like we had problems in a relationship. We decided, you know what, it's not working out.
Look, I can come up with lots of scenarios, right? Where if a guy comes from a well-off family and we actually look, you know what, for me, they have arranged a wife for me, and you can tell it's taking a toll on him, right? And then as a result, things happen and you decide, you know what, it's best because it's also taking a toll on you. And then later on, it's like, you know what, I told my family where to get off, and you guys are single. You wouldn't get back with that person again.
So, before the pendulum, my friend, the second family is arranged.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't go back, Nabi, because to fight for us before. Then why now? What's different now? Don't you think it's a little bit too late? Go.
Okay, maybe let's not take it and, my situations, but let's just say he fought, man. He fought. Now Bonile, they took everything away from him. They took his car. Nale allowance, but I told her like he suffered because of you.
Okay.
And then you decided, you know what, in fact, because of the situation you're going through, I think it's best if we, call it quits. Maybe one day in a second lifetime, and then come your second lifetime, but it's actually in this lifetime, right? When you're sangana, and wouldn't you date or, be cozy with that ex again? So what I'm trying to highlight, is that there are different scenarios or situations where it's okay for you to redate your ex.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, coming back to the very, very first question, Uguti, would you date someone that is an ex, that is an ex to your friend, right?
Yeah.
So don't you think it's in a danger? Because you said you don't mind. So if a friend dates an ex that you know for a fact, if and they come back in the same room, not to go to they are being all cozy, but then you can tell, no, this is a person I used to date.
Yeah.
And you guys are friends. Won't that affect you?
It's gonna affect me and the relationship itself. Yes, I fully agree. However, because your circumstances, let's say I met your ex years later, and I'm like, okay, fine, we vibe. One thing leads to another. It's all good. Then sense because you guys dated 10 years later,
you know where the danger is.
Where?
The history.
Okay.
The history.
Imagine when we guys sit together, we do double dating and all. You people will be talking about, you will remember when we did this and that and that.
Or
Okay.
akuthinte ngenyawo enzansi.
Hey, you know.
Or ipartner yaphakama ye-toilet kusale nanoyi-2, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So how's life? Like, how's things? Like, how are you? No, I'm doing good. Like, again, it comes back to what Angie said. No.
Okay.
And I feel like also the connection yohlezi ikhona, guys. The connection, you know, ex yami kuhlezi kuna that connection. Siyazana, you know, we've done things, you know. So
And a connection, yes, I agree. More especially if there's a child involved.
Yeah, yabona, if someone has seen you naked, there'll forever be a connection. Not unless it's one of those exes who would say, yeah, we sort of dated, but you know what, you've got my permission, go ahead, because tina zange siyendawo vele. Then fine, you can date.
Okay.
So you, when Banel, what are you saying? You are never dating like your friend's ex?
No, I wouldn't. So I've got a question, guys. So you're talking about a friend, right? What if it's an acquaintance? Like, it's someone you know. You're not really friends with that person. Let's just say it's someone from church, where it's like, okay, there's that girl there. Chola, no James, right? And then later on, 3 years later, 4 years later, you date to James. Would you be like, no, the same rule still applies because of it's someone you know, or because of they are not as close as a friend? Would you rather say, no, it's fine, I can date this person because it's not like I actually knew the girl. She was just an acquaintance.
Okay.
I would.
Oh, you would?
Yeah, I will date. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm like, we are. I will not had feelings. I'll date. I wouldn't mind. Just my friend, no. My friend, my sister, maybe family, actually. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, because you guys, for sure, you already know my answer because I would actually date.
Ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I think I would, Natlena, but it will differ if, let's say, akakabi ex, like they still dating. For example, ukona somebody ecawen that I'm seeing. Okanye, let's not go as far as ecawen. Somebody from the same street yako. You know about, okay, fine. From indlu yesibini. Uput banban ujola pana, it's all good. Uput banban and shele. I wouldn't date that person because I know, okay, fine. Usuka pa azengapa, it's something different. Yabo? So I would definitely consider if they are exes.
So get uput banban begapaga 3 houses away.
Yeah. Now same
BMW.
Yeah.
Manje le BM say paga la, you're okay with that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Even if people, you know, talk with their eyes, ukutaibo singati uwomthathela umuntu, you're still okay.
Yes, I'm still okay.
Such is life, and life is not fair.
And as I've said before, amadoda nqabile.
Hey, you know.
So we need to hustle.
If he's
up.
a good guy,
We need to hustle up. Guys, do not forget to subscribe or like, share, comment this episode. We are still talking about love, relationships, and yes, of course, money. Okay, guys, let's move on to our second topic.
Yeah.
Dating your friend, right?
Long-time friend.
Your
Yeah,
long-term
a long-term
friend.
friend.
Okay. Guys, I want to understand. Please help me understand. Sube kuteni, when you guys decide, you know what, it's okay. Let's form a relationship and date.
You know one thing about me, ngiyamfaka umuntu friend zone, and once you are my friend, you're just my friend, please. And sengikubuke ngalela liso, you my brother, okay? Like so, so I wouldn't date like my long-term friend. I wouldn't.
Okay.
No.
Bullshit.
You know, sometimes I think you guys to a point that, you know what, Lou, we've been hurt. Umjolo ushurtile. Both of us. So let's sit down and see Indoba how we can form a relationship and how we can use as experience it. We are not, because we're already friends. We already know each other. We already love each other. We already do things together. Maybe it can work.
No.
I think it's njalo.
No, now I personally, prefer a stranger, just because ngiyawazi.
Okay.
So manje sekumele sengiyohlubula phambi kwakho. You can only imagine we've been friends for like 5 years now.
Or 10.
Or 10. Mina, so you're just a brother, So the next thing I have to be naked in front of you.
But what's the difference between a friend and someone whom you consider family? Because there are friends that I consider family, right? And ganjalo, it's like there's no crossing that boundary. But then there are friends where they are just friends.
But kumbula banele, we're talking a long-term friend here. A long-term.
Okay.
It's kuluma best friend. Not necessarily a best friend, but a long-term friend.
Okay, I get Ubanele where he's going, because, for example, now I've got a friend, the ghost.
No, but it's fine. They just mentioned my name.
Yeah.
Now, so.
I've got Ubanele as a friend, as a brother, as all those things.
Yeah.
And then I've got male friends who've been around for longest time.
Yes, and isikhuluma ngobanele manje. Asikhulumi.
Oh, we're not talking about friends.
Yeah,
friends.
sikhuluma ngobanele manje.
But I think that's
That
why
kind
I
of
wanted to
friend.
make that distinction, Uguti.
Yeah.
It's true, there are friends that are just friends.
Yeah.
And it could be over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And then there are friends where you consider them as family.
Yes.
That's why I kept saying ngikuthathe as ubhuti wami, So sikhuluma ngobanele.
So
Such
man,
friendship.
I'm trying to distinguish the two, Uguti. Okay, let's just say there's two types.
Yeah.
There's one that is a friend, family.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's just a friend for his courtesy. Like, I've got female friends where they are family, like real close family, right? And then there are friends where it's like, hey, you know what? Under the perfect weather, the perfect condition, everything just has to align. The stars need to align. We would probably date. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Mhlawumbe wena ushawa amahloni, because one thing you mentioned is that being naked in front of that person omaziyo, right? And actually someone once told me, I don't know who, but then they had a friend and they decided to, in fact, not even date, they had sex. Right? And the friendship changed after that. So, yeah, things were different and they couldn't reverse, they couldn't undo what they've done. And as a result, yeah, they ended up not even being friends.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if I had the conversation with you where if friends decide to date, I think you would have to talk to each other first.
Yeah.
It's okay, look, I mean, we are moving from friendship, we're entering into a relationship. Obviously, these are the expectations, but if things don't work, at least we can still come and talk to each other, which, I think it's best if singabangan. And I'm sure there are people that have reached that point of no return, but they've returned again. They were friends, they dated, and then they come back as friends foot because no relationships now.
So much confusion.
Do you think the chances of returning back are higher?
If niyakhuluma, like if I mean, imagine you and your friend, and without speaking, you guys have sex. You were not appraised, you were not eased into the situation, right? Next thing, it's like, since into so. But if we spoke, you know what? Chances are it's gonna be weird, and if it's something we realize which we can't cope with, then maybe we can stick as friends. But if it works out, then hey, who knows? I've married or I've dated my longtime friend, because they often say, "Uti, date your friend," right?
Yeah. Date your best friend.
Yeah. So if it doesn't work out, nzoben theti, nzoben khulumile.
Before and so.
But then if you just jump into it, that one I don't know.
Yeah, well, let me say something. Date your best friend. Your best friend, let's take now, you decide to when Ubanele you're gonna date, right? Now, just because Ubanele uyakwazi, you are too close, guys, you know each other, nana, it does not mean ukuthi now masen zoba good relationship. Your relationship yenu still iyochubeka the way being a corner, mase be the time nibangan. Things kunezinto change. So those are things that you need to consider also. The moment you guys decide to now we're going into a relationship.
Yeah.
Hence, at Ubanele, first you guys need to sit down and talk. Uba, okay, fine, this is what we are doing. So to city, but if it does not work out, let's come back and fix a friendship here.
Noluthando, yes.
It's expected to happen, right? But I'm saying do talk about it, right? I would say, hey, we are entering into uncharted waters. Things might work out, but if they don't work out, can at least not be that weird which we end up losing the friendship that we had.
But I think it's 80% chances of you guys end up losing the friendship.
Yeah.
20% of your relationships, guys, they end up fixing your friendship yabo and then come back to. But it's only 20%. I wouldn't say it's.
Yeah, I've got a question for both of you, right? Do you instantly know when you'll be intimate with a guy, regardless of whether it's a friend or not? Like, do you know upfront, or you need to discover over a period of days, or you know instantly what I know? If he were to approach me or do something, ngizovuma.
Okay.
Or you know instantly what no, I'm friend zoning, or like, how does that work?
Let's give it to Angie first, please.
Mina, I know ukuthi law says Nondalana, and I know ukuthi law is friend zone all the way.
Okay. I think also because okay, I approach him and I'm like, dude, we're getting it down. But then again, like doubt up until it and I'm like, okay, fine, we can, maybe we can.
Oh yeah, so it happens ukuthi umuntu you're not interested up front, and then based on what they do or they don't do, they change your mindset around that.
Yeah. Because I remember now I would have people and just Ati from the word go, Ati, I like you and all. I'm like, stick around, let's talk, let's be seeing each other, sense a bond so that now I get to see ndoba kakle diklendo na okanye it's just a thing nje efilwa nguwe not mna.
Wena ufuna, so awazi from the get go.
Sometimes. But kuke kube khona amaxesha I'm like, okay, fine, I'm seeing somebody they've gone by le type niyithandayo le. At that time it's not a matter of ndiyamthanda, no, I don't love that person, but ndiyabona as into that I love, and then the problem you are ndiyamrhalela, yabo, I wish we can date so that we have sex and all, and then your love is ngelo xesha, but the first impression would be like engathi singabhoqana or something. Yep, guys, with all that being said, do you have any last words?
Be kind to everybody that you met. People are going through the most. You know, people are fighting battles that you know nothing about. So remember to be kind. Be kind always. Kindness and love.
That's key.
Yeah.
Okay. B?
Yeah, I mean, my last words would be kind. Because, but mina bese ngibekela phezu kwalomuntu lo ozwana naye that eventually will be your ex, right? Yeah, ukuthi you never know. I mean, one day, your friend might just snatch that person up, right? And then mase bamthathile because when I'm ill-treated and you didn't see the value in your partner back then. So manje by exi, and yeah, so you now, crying and whatnot. So be kind so that even next time no one divan, something might still happen,
Yeah. We are good, guys. Yeah, remember to love and love and love. In whatever you do, love. So from myself and Noluthando Nondalana, you can catch me on Instagram, Nondalana, Facebook, Nondalana Thando Luluza, and then Malisa428 on TikTok.
I am Yolanda Angel Mona on Facebook, Yolanda Angel _M on Instagram.
Little B, do you want them to follow you?
No, it's okay. I'll stay in the background.
Why? Why?
No, there's nothing to share.
So you don't have social media platforms, so you do not want people to go look for you.
No, the thing is, I mean, the topic was Kulmanga, my ex and stuff. I don't want,
Okay.
my exes,
But no, it's not about...
Or someone says, no, like they dated ex Ganwaki.
Okay.
Right?
So you don't want them to go and confirm?
Yeah, to say, no, this guy is lying.
It's all good. Remember to follow us on Nolu Unlimited Multimedia, all the social media platforms, and you can go through the channel to check other episodes that are similar to this one. Remember to love and love.